if you're a soccer fan, even if you're not a soccer fan, you are likely excited about the World Cup. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to come on here and talk about concussions and soccer. I'm Melissa Biscardi, concussion clinician, researcher, tech innovator, and basically everything I do focuses on concussion. And so concussions are a hot topic in soccer. And you might be surprised to learn that females are actually more at risk for concussions in soccer than males in soccer. Actually, female soccer players consistently experience one of the highest rates of concussion in sport. And this has been replicated across a number of studies. I'll cite a few of them below. And why is this? You might have an idea, but there are some hypotheses that have been thrown around in the research. So why don't we go over a few of those, and you can think about if those are modifiable risk factors. The first, and probably the most obvious, focuses on the neck. Is it that females just have weaker necks than males, and this is why they're getting more concussions in soccer? It is the neck that slows the acceleration of the head when there's a hit to the body or the head. So the neck is key in concussion prevention. And honestly, if you test anyone on the street, most people have really, really crappy necks these days. And just as a side note, one of the reasons is because of this forward head posture or tech neck, which weakens the SCM. And I like to call the SCM the concussion muscle because it is grabbing on, holding on to do what I just said, which is slow the acceleration of the head on the neck. So that is a hypothesis. Maybe females are just walking around with flamingo necks, and this is why they're at greater risk for concussion in soccer than guys in soccer. Another hypothesis is around hormones. And I would say this is not so much a hypothesis because the research really supports it. Depending where a female is in her menstrual cycle, she'll be at greater risk of sustaining a concussion and of experiencing prolonged or persistent symptoms. What are the details on this? If a female's in the luteal phase right before she gets her period, this is the time when she's at greater risk. So if you are a female or if you're a coach and you're returning an athlete to play, a female athlete, that's actually an important piece. It's one of the only things we can control. Don't put them back during that time because we know there's some risk associated with it. So that's pretty cool. And that was a focus of my master's thesis. And there's a video around here. I'll try and link to it. Okay, so neck, hormones, what else could it be? What about symptom reporting? Is it that females are just complainers? Complain about all the symptoms, and that's why it's reported that they get more concussions? Or are they more forthcoming, more truthful about symptoms that they're having? So you can think about that. And then another one actually is of real interest to me, and it's around eye discipline. So do females have better eye discipline? Do they, or not so good eye discipline in terms of keeping their eyes focused and having good peripheral awareness? What about how often they close their eyes? So there's actually some really cool research from Dr. Clark, who's out of Cincinnati, Ohio, I want to say. And I love his research. He's a neurologist, but he's trained by the Carrick Institute, which is where I received my concussion training. And his study looked at, do female soccer players essentially close their eyes when a ball is coming at them? And females close their eyes over 20% more than males. So what that means is there's a moment where there's essentially blindness, right? If your eyes are closed, you can't see what's coming. And of course, this is going to create a moment of risk. And the good news about a lot of these is that they are modifiable. Neck strength, we can work on. Hormones, not so much, but we can control return to playtime. And eye discipline, this is something that can be worked on, that can be improved upon, and it's something we do in clinic all the time. And it's not just for soccer players. All athletes need to have stellar eye discipline. And then I would argue every human needs stellar eye discipline, because you never know when a snowball is going to come at you, and so on. And so I'll just let you think about that. Have you experienced a concussion while you're playing soccer? What do you think about your eye discipline? Would you want to work on your eye discipline? Because if that's the case, we would love to see you or connect you with one of our amazing colleagues. So enjoy the World Cup. Stay